Remember Bagwati, the character drawn out of a luxury bag of a ridiculous price? For some, that is. For some, it's not really. Some can't really afford it and some just don't want to. But the current generation has found a way to match their aspirations of luxury bags with affordability and also sustainability. And that's when we say hello to the pre-loved luxury bags revolution that's really going on. The not so cool version of this is calling it second-hand luxury products, right? To just make you understand that for the first time. But before you roll your eyes at me, listen to this data. The market for second-hand luxury goods in India has reached 55 million. 555, I'm really getting my numbers wrong this morning, $555 million, that roughly translates into about 46 billion. And in 2022, and it's set to grow further to 88 billion by the end of this year. That's massive. What are pre-loved products? Where they are sourced from people who have outgrown a really expensive bag and thus making it accessible to others. The fact that you're not building more and you're reusing makes it sustainable, makes also the environment a little bit happy. So we thought we'll do a full deep dive into what these bags are all about, how much do they cost. So take a look at this report, then when we're going to get our hands on some Bagwatis.
Hi there! Do you ever dream of owning fancy stuff like Goya tote bag, Louis Vuitton belt or stylish Chanel sunglasses? They're all super cool, but they can also be super expensive. Oh no! So what do you do if you love luxury but your wallet doesn't really agree with your thoughts? Well, there's a solution. Instead of feeling sad about not being able to afford brand new luxury items, you can check out the second-hand market. Yep, you heard it right. You can buy pre-loved luxury items, which means they have been owned by someone else right before you. According to a report in 2022, India's second-hand luxury goods market was worth a whopping 555 million US dollars, which is about 46 billion rupees. And guess what? It's expected to grow even more by 12% each year until 2028, reaching 1,060.8 million US dollar. That's about 88 billion Indian rupees. So why are so many people buying second-hand luxury stuff? Well, it's because people are becoming more aware of things like sustainability and wanting unique, high-quality items. Buying pre-loved items help reduce waste and is good for the environment as well. Handbags are the most popular items in this market, especially in North India, according to some of the surveys. And who doesn't love a good deal, right? Buying pre-loved luxury goods means you can get your hands on something fancy for a fraction of the price. Imagine scoring your first designer bag for way less than it actually costs. But where do these pre-loved items come from? Mostly from people who don't want them anymore. These items can vary in quality depending on how old they are and how much they have been used. But before they are sold again, they're usually cleaned up and fixed so they look good as new. You know how some luxury brands are really exclusive and hard to buy from, right? Like, you can't just walk into a store and get a Birkin bag from Hermes. You usually have to wait for ages, even if you can afford it. But with the pre-loved market, you can skip the wait list and snag that Birkin without being a part of any exclusive elite club. So, buying pre-loved luxury items isn't just about getting something nice for yourself. It's also about being eco-friendly, saving money, and feeling good about your purchase. Sounds like a win-win, right?
All right, so that was just a sneak peek, but what we have for you is more than a sneak peek. I'm surrounded by these beautiful Bhagwatis all around me, and I also have Punit Anand here with us. She's the founder for the luxury pop. And when Punit and I were chatting, I was amazed at how big the market is, how many people are opting for like I said, the non-cool version is second hand, the cooler version is Preloved luxury bags. And there was a time, Punit, when people thought second hand, like we can't buy that.
Yeah.
But now people take pride in the fact that, listen, I'm being environmentally conscious and I have opted for a Preloved bag.
Yes.
And what's the age group like? Tell me, who all are coming to you and what are the conversations when they're picking up a bag?
So we are basically online and we also do a lot of exhibitions. So what we've noticed is that a lot of gentry comes from between 18 to 40 to even to 55 years old coming, aunties coming to, shop Preloved luxury. Thanks to a lot of celebrities who are advocating the idea of owning pre-owned, of reusing, of recycling. I think this awareness, rising awareness of all this conscious shopping has brought the Gen Z and millennials to come and shop Preloved.
Yeah, and we have some of them over here. So Punit has got them, but I have to start with this beauty over here.
Yeah.
I want to give our viewers an idea of what it means to have a Preloved bag. How much does it cost, right? That is going to be the first question. When you say Preloved, the price is it's lower, but not very.
Yeah.
I'll request my producers to run the graphics that we have on how much this costs, a fresh one and a second-hand one. But why don't you talk to us a little bit about this?
Okay, this is the mini Lady Dior. And in the retail, a fresh piece would come around 4 lakhs. And a Preloved like this one would be around 2.2. And the significance is, of course, the Dior charms. And it was introduced because it was gifted first to Princess Diana.
Yeah.
And that's the significance of this bag. And now if you go to the store, it's around 4 lakhs. So it's a classic and it's an investment worthy piece. So if you buy from us, you can resell with us and at least get about 70% value of what you spent.
But the thing with luxury items, it's just that money can't buy it. There's this famous dialogue, I don't know, for all of you who have seen Sex and the City, where she goes to the store and she's eyeing a Birkin.
Oh, yes.
And she says, Samantha is there and she says that, and she's looking at it like it's this piece of meat that she really needs.
Yeah, it's the famous Birkin, right?
Yeah, it's that famous Birkin. She looks at it and she says, and the person selling it to her says that, ma'am, it's just about $400. She says, I know. She says, there is a waiting and a wait list. She says, I know. But then he says, the waiting is 5 years.
Yes, very, very true.
That still happens in India as well. So if you want to own a fresh bag, just money cannot buy it. You have to wait. You have to be on the short list. And there is a whole list of things you have to do if you want to own these bags. So this is a cool and easy way, if you call it.
You can easily get a Birkin in a second-hand luxury market. But in case you need to go to the store, you have a wait list, you have a spending wish list. So I think you easily have to wait for good 2-3 years minimum to get your dream bag.
Wow, wow. But the thing with Punit, these bags is, the question that often comes to my mind is, how do we know these are authentic?
Right.
Because the market in India for these duplicates is so massive.
Yes.
Like I can go to High Street in Mumbai or Janpat in Delhi and they'll sell me bags which I can't tell if they are new or no. So if somebody is shelling out like 2 lakhs for a bag like this, what kind of authentication are you guys doing or the industry generally following?
Yeah, so I do understand that people who, of course, come to us and who are buying second-hand, the main concern is authenticity. And when we started back, of course, 10 years ago, it was also our main concern then. So being in the business and being in the luxury market, buying so many luxury pieces since about 15 to 18 years now, of course, we have our own hands-on experience about physically authenticating. We have these major guidelines we follow. And then we've tied up with these US authentication partners, which are thankfully, because of their rising certification and authenticity experts now, that they provide us the certificates which are verified and because of which that gives us credibility of being in the market.
Yeah, but hold on, tell me this, anybody can give certificates. I can just type on ChatGPT right now and say that producer sells certificate and
no, so they come with
is
these
there a particular company, agency, authority that one must look for in authentication?
Yeah, so in the market, there are these agencies, there's real authentication, there is legit grails, there is legit app. These are what are known in the US and in the Europe. And everyone looks up to them in the market to get their pieces, even newly bought pieces, if you feel like you haven't bought. Because a lot of times people have bought from these multi-designer stores in Europe and they have been sold fake goods.
Oh Lord.
And these experts are there because they have worked with these brands directly for so many years and they're certified to be authenticating.
Give us a quick tutorial. If you're out there, so should we go with the Chanel?
Yeah, we can.
This gorgeous color. So if this were being offered to me on any platform, give me some tips, give me tips for our viewers on how do we tell this is real and not fake. So can you show us what all to look out for?
So we follow these major guidelines to authenticate every luxury bag that comes to our HQ. But mainly is, firstly, we look at the leather. Overall, the feel, the smell of real leather is different from Rexine and yes, we literally smell it. So I know for a fact that after so many years, of course, experts like us also can get into it. So yes, the real leather feel and smell is different as opposed to counterfeits where they go for plasticky and shiny leather. So you can easily make out it's high quality leather. Secondly, even the stitching, if you see closely, the real deal is where stitching is closed. It's more closely spaced as compared to.
Closed?
You see this uniform and the closely spaced.
I'll press the camera to sort of zoom in.
You can zoom in there.
Yeah.
They're closely and uniformly spaced.
I see.
But in counterfeits, they do not, of course, have the expertise and because they mass produce so many fake products, it's mostly all loosely spaced. And the threads coming out, they're loosely stitched.
Got it.
Okay, that is one thing. The CC logo, this is very, very interesting to know. So there's a CC logo. So the right C goes over the left C on the top.
And not the other way around.
Yeah, and the left C goes over the right C on the bottom. And the center clasp, which makes it like this, the CC engraving here is deeply engraved. As opposed to a counterfeit, which will be very shallow and just be like a printing or something.
Okay.
But this CC logo is where is the real deal.
The left one on top and the right one at the
The right
bottom.
one at the top and the left on the bottom.
Notes, all you ladies out there watching us. Then what else?
Then we have the interior lining. So when you open and you see, if you want me to show it to you here also. So the interior lining is such, so every interior lining is different for all the models. So this one contains a zipper and 2 open flaps. Anything more than that in the interiors makes it a counterfeit. That's a given.
Yeah.
Then we have serial codes. It's right inside towards the interior. It's a flap. If you have given the certificate, it's there on that. So that has a particular serial code which Chanel, it shows the manufacturing year of the particular bag. Now this one starts with a 20. It's difficult to memorize all serial codes, but this particular bag, a 20, that means this model was manufactured in 2015.
I see.
So if the code inside this bag is anything but a 20, it's a counterfeit.
I see. And what about Goyards? I see them everywhere and it's clearly the hottest item on the list these days, right? So similarly, so for Goyard as well or for any other brand, you have to look for these minute details and then your recommendation to people will be that, listen, ask for that authentication certificate. Ensure, and we are flashing that on our screens as well. I'll request my producers to pop that up on the website that you have to go and check and how to ensure. Like I said, it's the day of ChatGPT. Anybody will give you an authentication certificate, but don't believe it. Only take it from the one that is coming in from agencies, and you said it's based in the US, right? What's the name again?
There's a Legit app and they provide a QR code. So when you scan the QR code, it takes you to the authenticity certificate, which is provided by them, and it's verified authenticity certificate all over the world.
The Legit app, so look out for that. So this has been very educational, I must say. Thanks so much, Punit, for joining us and sharing all those details, and I'm sure all our folks watching are going to watch out for that as well. So that's how the Legit app actually looks. It tells you per item what exactly are the bits that you must look out for. So try it out, don't be fooled.